Holy shit. I cannot believe I've been yapping this whole time and did not have the mic turned on. I'm so sorry, folks. All right. I guess I got to start over. I thought I had the mic unmuted. I'm really sorry, folks. So, how far are we into this stream? Um, we're about 15 minutes into this stream. Okay. So, let me give you the condensed version. Um, Project Motor Racing is free until March 30th. If you're a person who uh, is on the fence about the game and you're on Steam, you can check it out. Don't listen to any content creators, myself included. Download the game, play it for yourself. Um, if you're on console, let me back up. So if you decide that you like the game after that, the game is currently on sale, 50% off on PC, 43% off on console. Now, if you're on console, there's no, you can't try the game for free. Um, and that's where I would advise maybe checking out a review from your most trusted and favorite streamer, because Sony's return policy is absolute dog shit. You buy a game, and the minute you click that download button, you don't get your money back. The only time Sony gives a refund on games is if the game is so terrible that they could face a class action lawsuit. But other than that, you buy the game and you click download, you bought the game. It's yours. They won't give you your money back, even if you haven't played the game. So, um, so again, yeah, if you're on PlayStation and you're thinking about buying it, that's where I would probably advise you to check out a couple of reviews. Microsoft, I don't know what their policy is like, because um, I think Gears of War Reloaded is probably the only game I bought from them in like 2 or 3 years. So, um, so yeah, no excuses. Check it out. If you're on Steam, check it out. And if you like it, it's on sale for $30. But um, I mean, hell, you can go even cheaper for that. You can go even cheaper than that, because over on Loaded, where I've been buying keys from and giving keys away, the game is you can still get the game for about $24. So I did watch a few more reviews today, and most of it was positive. It's much improved, but. Now, the mostly negative streamers that pretty much shoot down everything they talk about, they came through in flying colors. They, yeah, they pretty much acknowledged that it's better, but, and I'm not going to dive too deep into it. Um, One streamer, he reviewed the game, and his thoughts on the game was up and down, and he had up and down thoughts on the handling, but he was using a controller. Not like, I don't I would never try to review a racing game using a controller. I just don't possess the skill to play a racing game and complain about the braking or the handling or anything like that when I'm using a controller. I can't do that. So, um I guess the other thing I gotta regurgitate again is that I'm on my other PC, my PC in the bedroom. And the reason why I'm on this PC is because I'm stress testing Project Motor Racing 2.0, to see if the performance has improved or if it's gotten worse, because that will give me a gauge on how close or how far away we are from getting VR support. Because um, it's like Kevin Boland said, they got to find a way to put it in simpler terms. They got to find a way um, to make the game tax your CPU less before they move forward with VR support. because VR is going to tax your PC even more. Now, I don't know what stage they're in with the VR, but if they were to hand it to me right now, even whatever state it's in on my 4090 PC, in all likelihood, it's going to run pretty. It's probably going to run pretty good. Whereas this PC might be a different story. There might be some compromises, and that's kind of what I deal with. Like this PC right here, it runs most of my racing games in VR, but there are a lot of compromises. I have to turn down the resolution. I have to turn the graphical settings down to low. I have to enable the asynchronous space warp. Um, I have to cap the frames at 80 frames. If I try to go 90 native frames, it'll tax the PC even more. But if I'm like when I'm on this PC in VR, I run it at 80 frames of synchronous space warp, so it runs smooth enough to get the job done. It's just that I have to turn down the resolution and the graphical settings to meet that. So um, let's talk about something else today, something that happened that I kind of wish didn't happen. But let me go ahead and fire up the game. So 1 second here. Let me go ahead and fire up the game. Da 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 da. Where is it? Because I don't want the Steam. There it is in the corner. It opens Steam anyway. There we go. It closed Steam. Okay. All right. Let's give it a second. Let's give it a second to boot up. What the hell's going on here? There we go. I really like this intro. Okay, so in case anybody's curious, I will show you my settings. Show you my graphical settings. So I'm running this at 1080p. The frame FPS is maxed out at 180, so the game is capped at 180. I've turned off the vertical sync, and the subtitles off. Engineer, yeah. Assist, graphics, DLSS, post process aliasing, DLSS frame generation. That's not applicable. So where is the preferences, assist? Wait a minute. Hold on. Go back. Wait a minute. I think I just noticed something. Your graphics setting, it doesn't look like it's giving me a choice from, low, medium, high, ultra. I'm not seeing that here. Assist. Oh, advanced graphics setting. Okay. There we go. Here we go. Oh, it's got all this shit on. It's got a bunch of this shit on ultra. Hold on, we gotta turn some of this stuff down. Texture resolution. Damn, it's either ultra or low. Shadow quality. Shadows aren't that. So that's skipping over high. So it's either low, medium, or ultra. High, ultra. Okay. So that's a little bit. We'll go medium with that. Volumetric fog quality. We can take that back down to medium. Controls quality of the atmosphere and clouds. Higher settings look more realistic but requires greater GPU resources and may reduce performance. Let's take that down to medium. Um, because there's no way, if this game had VR right now, there's no way I could run it with all this stuff turned all the way up to medium. Not on this PC. I could do it on the other one with the 4090. All right, let's go with that. Holy shit, I did not know that. Okay, so let me get the chat pulled up here, and then we will talk about something that happened today that I didn't exactly think was all that cool. Okay, so today, Le Mans Ultimate out of nowhere made an announcement that version 1.03 is coming. Details later today, yada yada. So they released the premiere video today, and Le Mans Ultimate, they will be wrapping up the final part of like their European Le Mans series content. And so that means we're going to, on Le Mans Ultimate, they're going to get one more LMP3 car, and they're going to get Barcelona for a track. And that's going to be it for the content, but I guess there's going to be some more quality of life improvements. And one thing they're going to do that is kind of, like one of the things they're going to do is order to free up resources. Anything that's not being rendered is basically going to be almost like taken out of the game, so to speak. So, for instance, if you drive down pit lane, any cars that retire from the race won't be sitting in the garage. That's going to destroy a little bit of immersion because, driving down an empty pit lane. Um, but I guess it will free up resources for performance. On my 4090, again, that's inconsequential. On this PC, yeah, it would definitely help on this PC, especially with the VR. Now, and then, so the content is coming March 31st. That's all cool, but the timing of it seems so extremely calculated. Yesterday, we had Project Motor Racing Update 2.0. It made a lot of improvements, and yesterday, Project Motor Racing was the talk of the town. Everybody was talking about Project Motor Racing. I think the only people who didn't talk about Project Motor Racing yesterday are the ones that uninstalled the game and swore that they'll never be back. Everybody else came back, at least long enough to put out a video. And I find it rather interesting that the day after 2.0 comes out, they make an unannounced Le Mans Ultimate makes a unplanned, which seemed like an unplanned announcement. Like a lot of times when Le Mans Ultimate is getting ready to inform you about some upcoming content, they'll usually give you a date like 2 weeks out. They'll be like, tune in, April 14th, for you know for the reveal of version 1.03 or whatever, revealing new content, yada yada yada. This today it came out of nowhere. It just popped up today. Tune in for the reveal, yada yada. So that's interesting situation number one, that they gave us that reveal the day after Project Motor Racing revealed 2.0 or launched 2.0. And the content is coming March 31st, on the same day that the Japanese DLC is coming for Project Motor Racing. Project Motor Racing. You're doing that. Le Mans Ultimate is doing that on the same day that Project Motor Racing is releasing their content. It has this Xbox PlayStation console war feeling to it. Sim racing is super, super niche. It's only so much of us to go around. But all of these sim racing titles all of them are getting our money, because none of us are just stuck on one sim racing title. A lot of us have more than one sim racing title, and the ones that we like, we continue to buy DLC for it. So that being said, um, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have both Project Motor Racing and Le Mans Ultimate. And I think, in the case of Project Motor Racing, since they announced their date a couple of weeks ago, as far as I'm concerned, March 31st belongs to them. In the case of Le Mans Ultimate, I think they either should release their content a week before Project Motor Racing or a week after. But to release it on the exact same day, um, if this would have happened last year, it would have put me behind the eight ball, because I would have been stuck trying to decide which one of these I'm going to stream, because I'm going to get the content for both games. But it would have put me behind the eight ball as far as which one I'm going to stream. But I can tell you right now, unequivocally, that while I'm going to get the DLC for both Le Mans Ultimate and Project Motor Racing, I am going to check out the DLC on Project Motor Racing first, and that is the one that I will be streaming on March 31st. I'll come back to Le Mans Ultimate a day or two later. Because what I don't want to do is, I don't like doing those streams where I'm playing 4, 5, 6 different games in the single stream. I'll do that once in a while for comparison purposes, but for the sake of racing, no. Whatever I do, whatever I start the stream off with, that's what I'm streaming the entire stream. So yeah. That being said, I will be streaming Project Motor Racing March 31st, because I will be checking out their content. I'm really excited for the Japanese DLC. Um, and not only that, shit, we gonna be getting some decent amount of content. I think we're gonna get like 7, 8, 9 cars and 2, possibly 3 tracks. I think we're getting one modded track. I think it's called High something. I forgot what it's called. Downloadable content packages. So here we go. All right, here we go right here. Experience the pinnacle of Japanese GT prototype racing with the GT 500 pack. This DLC brings together two definitive eras of Japan's most iconic racing series for Project Motor Racing, and comes with a demanding and technical Takamiya circuit included. Oh shit! So that's the track. I think like Traxi and GG, they was speculating that it was probably going to be Fuji or Suzuka. Either way, I'm cool with it. And then we get the fictional track. Race the cutting edge of modern GT 500 with 5 GTs built for extraordinary downforce, precision handling, and spectacular pace. So look at this. We are going to get 9 cars. So we're going to get 9 cars, 1 track, and then the modded track. So I don't know if that modded track is going to be free, but but 6 cars. I'm sorry, 9 cars, possibly 3 tracks, and these GT 500 cars. I think on GT7, I think this would be the group. This would be the Group 2 category that has like the Ray Brig NSX and the RCF Lexus and stuff like that. And I think as far as like that Ray Brig NSX, I'm not sure, but I think GT7 is the only game that has that car. Not to say that, it doesn't look like we're going to get it here, but, or maybe another way that I should have put it is I think GT7 is the only game that I can think of offhand that has these GT 500 cars, even though they name them Group 2. So let me see here what we got for downloads. Oh, no. Updates. Look like we got some setups. I'll come back around to them. Category. Well, yeah. So
At Adrenaluquit said, just got back home from a haircut.
You got your dome trimmed up, huh? See what we got. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. 2 days in a row. We actually got a few people in here. This GT Endurance. Boy, that's 17 laps. I kind of don't want to do that. Not to start off with. So I am going to catch this GT Pro Cup again. I also understand there was a hot fix this morning, due to some things, whatever happened. As far as my stream yesterday, the only thing that happened that was a
At
concern.
Adrenaluquit said, I think PMR is free this weekend on Steam.
Yeah, I just got through talking about that, and I was pretty much saying that if you wanted to check out
At
Project
Drakbutch192 said, was it hard to find multiplayer races before the 2.0 updates?
before the 2.0 update. Here, let me confirm this. Before the 2.0 updates, what I will say is it was hit or miss. Oh, damn, there's 20 people registered for this race. Holy shit. It definitely was not like this. So, yesterday, this particular race right here had 34 people registered for the race, which means there was 2 splits. Before 2.0, it was hit or miss. Some days you look at these ranked races and it was absolutely nobody there. Some days you go there and one particular race might have 6 people registered for it. Some days, if you're lucky, maybe 10 or 11. But this is the second straight day, at least for this particular race combo right here. This is the second day in a row where each session at least had 20 people registered for a race. I mean, for like iRacing or Le Mans Ultimate, that would be laughable. But given the state that this game launched in and the amount of harsh criticism this game has taken, I think this is I feel like this is huge because I don't need to see 25 people. I don't need to see 2,500 people registered for a race. It would
At
be great to.
Shaolin4206 said, let's do it, I'm in here.
Let's go. We're going at it again, Shaolin Monk. You know what? Here, let me give
At
you one.
Adrenalu
Ain't no stopping this train!
said,
Whoa!
there were 422 people from Steam playing this game yesterday. That's like 4x as many as PMR usually gets.
Well, and that's good, but I mean, let's see where we at. Like, say maybe the middle of next week, because it could actually exceed those numbers this weekend, being that the game is free for the weekend. And then it is the weekend, so most people will have the weekend off. So it's very well possible that it could exceed that number, that 422 people that you just said. But oh shit, we're at we're at
At
29.
Adrenalu said, ain't no stopping this train.
You got it. So yeah, to put a bow on 2.0, the ranked player count before 2.0, no, it wasn't like this. But April 1st, I can't wait because April 1st, these rank races, there's going to be a rank race in every single class. So no matter what your preferred class is, you'll be able to find a race there. Now, in my case, GT3s and GTEs are my favorite class. You don't always see a GTE race. You're always going to see a GT3 race because it is the most popular class in sim racing, like it or not. So the streamer Kirith, he said something that I thought was a bad take. I was watching his video and he was giving his, thoughts on 2.0, and he was mostly positive about it. Oh shit, we're at 34 people. That means this race is going to be two splits. Um, but he was giving his thoughts on 2.0, and he thinks that this game has no chance to compete with the likes of Le Mans Ultimate. Therefore, they should not have included the GT3s and the hypercars in this game. And I'm thinking to myself, he's got to be crazy because, um, again, the GT3 class is the most popular class in sim racing. Um, the GT 38, that's the most that I've seen so far. 38. The GT3 class is the 42. Holy shit. 43. The GT3 class is the gateway. I think this game's identity is meant to be like the older GT classes from the early 2000s, but I think the GT3s and the hypercars are the perfect gateway to get people to take a look at those classes. So I think them having to include the GT3s and the hypercars at the last minute might have caused some of the bugs and every what have you at launch, but I think it was the right move.
At Adrenalu said, yeah, every sim racing game has GT3 and hypercars now. Those two classes are just the trend lately. At Los_Nick said, especially in console we only have ACC and GT7 for GT3 races and both of them have outdated vehicles.
And here's something else, Losnick. Did you know that on console, Project Motor Racing has the most current hypercars? ACC has no hypercars. And on GT7, they only have one current hypercar. That would be the Toyota GR010. And that car is about to be outdated because Toyota has unveiled a new GR010 that I think is supposed to take to the track this year. Vehicle setup, steering wheel. So I think I'm going to have to turn this up a little bit. Oops. Oh, force feedback strength. Yeah, let's turn that up. And then right here, the steering rack, I think I'm gonna have to take that up to 1.8.
At Adrenaliquid said, yeah, GT7 desperately needs more hypercars. They seriously need that.
So how do I go back? Okay, there we go. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
At Los_Nick said, yes, that was the reason I was hyped for PMR. I like watching IMSA and WEC, so the hypercar selection is very good. At Adrenaliquid said, I'm going to go wash my hair real quick. I might be back after. If not, I hope the stream goes well.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Remaining in the session.
I think I might have turned it up a little too much. The steering wheel, all right, let's try that. Ooh. I got to drive the car a little bit different on this Logitech wheelbase versus my Fanatec wheelbase.
Remember, you need to get the tyres and brakes up to temperature before you can start to push. I'll tell you when.
I like that too with the engineer, with him letting you know when you can start pushing when he thinks everything's up to temp.
At Los_Nick said, what are you running today?
As far as what?
At Los_Nick said, steering wheel.
Oh, today I am on my Logitech G923 True Force. Yesterday I was on my Fanatec Podium DD1. Now, because I'm on this, oh boy. Okay, I had to turn on the Wi-Fi on my phone. So, yesterday on my Fanatec wheelbase, I turned in a lap of 218.1. Like right here with this Logitech wheelbase, I've got it clamped to a folding table. I'm sitting in a folding chair. So I'm not in a rig. Damn. Does it? So my point being is that if I would have been in on my Fanatec wheelbase, my lap times would have been in the 219s, 218s, and I even go as far to say as that if when this game gets VR support, I'll be able to get into the 217s. So don't read anything into that 220.2 that I just turned in.
At ShaolinMonk4206 said, 220.
Oh, good stuff. Good
At
stuff.
Shaolin Monk 4206 said, but I went off track soon.
Are you in the same split as me?
Keep focused.
Let's go.
Start. Take some of those cars off the line.
Shit.
At Shaolin Monk 4206
Jesus.
said, no. At Los_Net said, I might join the next race just for the lols.
Jesus.
At Eric Imperialist said, what's up at Lincoln Flavor?
Eric B, my long lost brother, how you doing?
At Eric Imperialist said, what's up Chad? At the Mr. Fly 85 said, hello there.
How's it going?
I have downloaded the game. I will try that tomorrow.
I hope you
Let's
like
see
it.
if we can catch up on track during the weekend.
All right, cool. Because I do plan to stream during the weekend.
At Eric Imperialist said, doing good.
Good to hear, my brother. Oh my God! Who didn't see that coming? Look at this. He's trying to move closer towards me. That was not cool. Well, I had the fastest first sector, something I seem to be good at.
At Eric Imperialist said, what's up at Shaolin Monk 4206? At Jurassic Jam 2156 said, this is looking better the more I see it.
Cool, cool, cool.
At Jurassic Jam 2156 said, I'm going to pick this up for the Xbox Series X as it's $34.99 at the moment.
Oh yeah. Just in time too for the Japanese DLC coming out next week. 9 cars, 2 tracks, possibly 3.
At Jurassic Jam 2156 said, what wheel are you using?
Right now I'm on my Logitech G923 True Force. Yesterday I was on my Fanatec wheelbase. I have a Fanatec Podium DD1 with the V2 Formula wheel. And it is in a rig. Like right now I'm just sitting at a table and chair. I just blew a good lap. All right, 219.4.
At Los_Nick said, oh so you racing on hard mode haha. At the Mr. Fly 85 said, why do you do this to yourself and don't go in the better rig? At Jurassic Jam 2156 said, nice, I got AT248 in prep for this coming out.
Now on my Fanatec wheelbase, I did a 218.1. Now, after this race, I'll explain why I jump back and forth between this wheelbase and my Fanatec wheelbase. It's more or less because I'm stress testing the PCs. So I'll explain that. Woo! Thank God he disappeared.
At Jurassic Jam 2156 said, I'd like a higher end rig but my wife would castrate me.
218.9, not bad on the Logitech wheelbase.
At loss_net said, I get it. It took me a good amount of convincing so my wife didn't freak out about the wheel and the cockpit I bought.
Those two cars are fighting ahead of me. Maybe I can catch them. All right, I'll take it. So my fastest official lap was a 219.4, but I did do a 218.8 where no further action was taken, so I thought that lap would stand. Now, you were asking, why am I torturing myself being on this Logitech wheelbase when my Fanatec wheelbase is a much better wheelbase? I'm doing it because I'm stress testing this PC. My PC that's got the Fanatec wheelbase on, it's got a 4090 in it. It can handle anything that I throw at it. That computer's a beast. This one is not a beast. This one has a 3070 Ti in it, and basically I do a lot of stuff. This is my everyday PC that I'm sitting at right here. This PC is my workhorse. I play games on this PC every single day. But when I talk to the audience about the cheapest barrier to entry in terms of building a PC, a wheelbase and stuff like that, if you want to get into sim racing, especially relative to VR, I'll always use this PC as like a measuring stick of the bottom line of what you need, you know, the minimum of what you need. So the reason why I'm
At
on this
Shaolin
today,
4206 said, 2:18.6 was my beat lap, finished 7th.
oh shit,
At
good
Shaolin
stuff, good stuff,
4206 said, what up Eric B?
good stuff. 218.6, good stuff. So
At Shaolin 4206 said, how you been man, haven't seen you on.
So yeah, I was looking at my performance because what I'm trying to do is 2.0. I was trying to gauge at least this computer right here. I was trying to gauge whether the performance is better or worse, give or take the performance is what it has been on this PC. With the current settings that I have, I get anywhere between um, I'd say I get anywhere between 70 and 100 frames, depending on, especially depending on whether I'm streaming or not, because OBS does tax the GPU a little bit. So when I'm not streaming, I can get up to 100 frames. It hits that mark more often when I'm not streaming. But here today with me streaming, my frame rates have been anywhere between 68 and and I'd say 68 and 88 frames per second. So that's why I'm on this PC. It's got nothing to do with the wheelbase, with me being on the Logitech wheelbase, because personally I really don't care about my lap times today. They just but they did happen to be better than what I thought they would be though. Um, but it's more or less about me stress testing this PC, because again, this PC and this wheelbase is in my bedroom. You can see my bed in the corner right here. Um, so yeah, I mean, um,
At Shaolin Monk 4206 said, "You gonna run custom lobbies?"
I don't know, because I'm enjoying these rank races. Now, even though a guy plowed into me and caused heavy damage to my car, I was still now that this heavy damage thing. This is the second day in a row that I was in a race and I got the warning that said my car took heavy damage, but the car still seemed to have performed normally. I was still turning in silent laps. I was still turning in 218s. So I'm beginning to wonder if that's a bug or something that tells you have damage, but the car still behaves as if everything's fine. I guess we can take a look at the custom lobbies. You guys might hear a little bit of wind noise. It suddenly got warm in here, so had to turn the fan on. Northampton.
At Shaolin Monk 4206 said, "Me too, nothing happened really, lol."
Where am I at for the car? I'll go ahead and stick with the Porsche. So looks like we're at Silverstone. So that race, this will be a good test right here. But oh shit, shit, 16 out of 32. Since 2.0, I've seen more lobbies with more people in there. Speaking of the custom lobbies, I got to give them a shout. I got to keep shouting these guys out. My friend Jester, my friend Jess Boris, EJR, and Xbox One Kenobi, Jack Speed. I got to give all those guys a shout out. There's more that I'm missing, but I got to give those guys a shout out because those guys have been the paramedics of Project Motor Racing.
At Final Sector 25 said, "Hey Link, just dropping in and leaving a like. Appreciate the streams for the game. Gotta do dinner now."
All right, enjoy your dinner. Thanks for dropping in.
At Shaolin Monk 4206 said, "A lot of Italians in here, lol."
Oh, I seen that now that you mention it. But all those guys that I mentioned, I was saying those guys are the paramedics of Project Motor Racing. Those are the guys that gave this game mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Those are the guys that put the jumper cables on your chest and try to jumpstart your heart.
At the Mr. Fly 85 said, "So you stress test your PC so your bed is not cold when you go to sleep." V12 team expression of maximum power. Thanks for following.
V12 Team Express, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't have the Streamlabs notification set up on this PC, but speech to chat just informed me of the follow. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
At Oil Slick 13 said, good grid size.
Whoops. Yeah, definitely a good grid size. Vehicle setup. Okay, 1.8. I think we can probably take that down one click. And then the force feedback strength, I think we can jump that up a little bit.
At Adrenaluquity said, if someone's accent is American enough, you can't tell the difference between nice car and NASCAR.
Yeah, right? Surprisingly, I'm getting good resistance out of this wheel.
At Oil Slick 13 said, depends what American accent.
Oil Slick, how's it going?
GP said, how you like it so far?
How do I like it? How do I like it? All right, give me a second.
At Adrenaluquity said, okay, let me correct myself. American accent eagle collision United States.
Okay, let me pull over. I mean, since this is a custom lobby, I'm not going to care about my lap times or whether I win this or not. Okay, to come back and answer that question about how do I like it.
At Adrenaluquity said, I'm just in a goofy mode because I had a perfect race yesterday.
Oh, good to hear, good to hear. So, how do I like it? I never disliked it. I've always liked it. Now, so I'll tell you the best way to describe where I was at day one
at
versus where I'm at right now.
Said, pole position, held the lead the whole race, fastest lap, first place victory, 0 incident points.
Oh, excellent job there. So let me explain where I was at with this game day one versus where I'm at with it now. Day one, a lot of people were complaining about crashes, about bugs, about the AI, disconnects, all that stuff. Oh shit, hold on a second, folks. So, I wasn't experiencing that many disconnects. I wasn't experiencing many game crashes. My biggest issue day one was with the AI. The AI was, at the time, was the worst I had ever seen. The AI is much, much better now than it was day one. I would say now that Forza Motorsports has the worst AI in sim racing. Occasionally I would see some rubber banding, and you still see that once in a while right now, even with 2.0. But another problem I had before 2.0 was with my Fanatec wheelbase, sometimes my wheelbase would skip shifts. So I might be in second gear and I go to upshift and it would jump from third to fourth, or from third to fifth, or from third to sixth. And I thought it was a Fanatec issue at first, so I updated the wheel, because I guess that was a known issue with my particular wheel, the Formula One, you know, the Formula V2 wheel, and it was still happening. Well, it turns out I wasn't the only person that was happening to. It was happening with Boris. He has a Fanatec wheelbase. I think it was happening to EJ, and I think he's got I don't know if he's got a Sim Magic or a Moza wheelbase or whatever. So that turned out to be an issue with the game. With 2.0, that seems to have been resolved, because before 2.0, with my wheelbase skipping, you know, missing gear shifts, I had to put the car in automatic so it wouldn't skip gears.
At OilSlick13 said, I believe the skip shifts was a PC only issue.
Well, what made it hard for me to think it was pin it as a PC issue was because it didn't happen on this wheelbase, this Logitech wheelbase. I wasn't having that problem. I was having that problem on my Fanatec wheelbase. So that led me to believe that it was an isolated Fanatec problem. But the issue seems to have been resolved now. My PC seems to be running somewhat hot. I hope it doesn't crash, because I can hear the fan running kind of high. That's also another reason for the stress test. So if my computer crashes, don't go anywhere, folks, because the stream won't shut down. You guys will just see a black screen. What I'm going to do is I'll move to my other PC and resume the stream from there. Oh shit, with Quali? So up to 76 frames.
At the Mr. Fly 85 said, take CPU temp when this happens, slightly smiling face.
I'm looking.
At AeroGP said, weird bug.
I've got benchmark numbers right here in front of me. So currently I'm getting 84 frames per second. The CPU is using 60. The CPU is roughly around 63%, the CPU. The temperature is 88 degrees Celsius. The GPU is using up about 88% of the GPUs, with the temperature being about 85 degrees.
At the Mr. Fly 85 said, okay temp, Weird it doesn't go 100% in either of your hardware.
This is my lowest spec PC. So oh, come on, dude. What? Oh my God.
At the Mr. Fly 85 said, nothing against the PC, it is the software not optimized.
Yeah.
It doesn't use all the power you give to him.
Not this guy again.
At AeroGP said, my man is crashing PPL out.
That dude was so slow. I was scared that if I would have slammed on the brakes, I was going to lose it and go off the track. But this is a custom lobby, so I really don't care anyway. But, and yeah, about the software being optimized. The biggest reason why I'm choosing to do it on this PC right here is so I can try to gauge how much closer or how much further away I think the straightforward is from for the VR support. You know, my PC that's got the 4090, you know, I said it earlier, my PC with the 4090, it'll handle all that shit with no problem. This PC right here, given how it's running right now, with the frame rates I'm getting, I am not very confident that if I had VR on this PC, if it had VR support, that it would be running very good. But they've already admitted that they're trying to find a way to shift more of the workload over to the GPU, so they can, you know, and then that'll clear the path for them to enable VR support.
At AeroGP said, they have bad coding on the GPU utilization. There is a lot of load on the CPU.
Yeah, definitely. But this PC right here, I think it has an okay CPU. It has an i7 11700K. My PC that's got the 4090 on it, it's got a 7800 X3D. How much time we got? 3 minutes. So temperature, the temperature seems to be hovering at around 87, 88 degrees. It touched 90 a couple of times, but yeah, it seems to be hovering between 88, 89, 90 degrees. Same thing with the GPU. Now the GPU usage right now, the CPU GPU usage right now is using, the CPU is using 53%, and the GPU is ranging anywhere between 90, 95 and 98%. Let me do another lap and see how those numbers change once things, you know, when things are moving.
At Phil Atherton 3139 said, Do you think budget motorsport has had it today, or is it going to get better? And do you reckon the more and more people will start joining and stop buying project motor racing?
Okay, I'm looking at some numbers real quick. Now the GPU's gone down to 70. It's gone down to 70%. The temperature's actually gone down to 82 degrees. Now the temperature on the CPU has gone up quite a bit. It's at 91 degrees. The CPU usage hasn't gone up that much. It's at about 60%. Okay, so let me pull over so I can answer that question. Go back to the pits. Okay, so do you think budget motorsport has had it today, or is it going to get better? And do you reckon the more and more people start joining and buying, stop buying project motor racing? Right now, this is where I stand on project motor racing. I love this game. I liked it right from the start. Originally, I was going to wait until it got the VR support, but they offered the GTE class as a pre-order bonus. That was 7 free cars. The only car that is missing, as far as I'm concerned, is the Ferrari 488 GTE. I still love this game, and I think it's gotten a lot better since day one. I think still hear the fan. It's at 89 degrees. Holy shit. That fan's getting louder. I'm trying to ignore it. I'm trying to stay focused on what I'm trying to say. I think with this game, if they had not gotten off to a bad start, and I said this yesterday.
At Oil Slick 13 said, needs McLaren GT3 too.
Yeah, I agree with that. As far as the GT3s goes, the 296 and the McLaren 720 are the only cars that's missing. So here's where I stand right now with version 2.0. And again, I'm beating a dead horse. But if this game...
Mr. Fly 85 said, under 105 you are cool. At Oil Slick 13 said, Lexus 2.
Oh yeah.
At Shaolin Monk 4206 said, Ferrari missing too.
Yeah, they need the Lexus too. So this game got off to a bad start. Lot of bugs. You know, they overhyped this game and the terrible AI.
At Shaolin Monk 4206 said, too much money for them, we gotta pay them to get it, LOL.
I would never expect them to give us free cars. I mean, if they give us one here or there, that's fine. But, you know, if they give us a pack and I like what's in it, I'll buy it. No complaints. Now, again, this game got up. They overhyped, bugs, terrible AI, and then the big YouTubers just absolutely trashed this game, and they're still trying to recover from that. So what I'm trying to say is, if this game would have launched in early access, instead of people asking, is it worth buying? Or people saying, can it bounce back? Or is it reborn or anything like that? In the state that it's in right now, if it wasn't for the bad launch, I think what people would be saying right now is that this game would be a competitor to Le Mans Ultimate. They do give you a lot of content in this game, a lot of cars. So I think the talk surrounding this game isn't about what the actual state of this game is. It's about the heat that they took when it first launched. You know, any question anybody asks about this game, it kind of relates back to the bad launch that this game had and how the big YouTubers chewed this game up and spit it out. I personally love this game. I think right now what they did was absolutely smart. The game is free on Steam up until March 30th. If you're on PC, you have no reason not to try this game. And if you end up liking it, it's on sale for $30. And even if you don't, and even if you don't want to, you know, if you want to get it even cheaper, you can go to loaded.com and buy it for like $24. I've given away 7 keys to this game so far. I bought them all from the loaded.com website for about 24 bucks each.
Focus on the lights.
Come on, dude.
Graham Gomez. Thanks for following.
Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. gonna go ahead and give it to him. I don't want to get in a wreck. Ooh. Lesson learned. Oh no! Oh shit, the guy in front of me got a 15-second penalty. All I gotta do is keep the car on the track. I finished fourth. I'll take that. Okay,
At
so
Shaolin Monk 4206 said, 7 must be my lucky number.
oh shit. Damn, but you must have got hit with a violation every lap. You don't have a best lap registered. But it's not showing you with any penalties either. So I guess you must just got hit with track limits. So I was looking at my performance whenever I could during the race. So what I'm seeing is on the straights, I'm hitting anywhere between 80 and 93 frames per second. And then on the
At
corners...
Shaolin Monk 4206 said, I did.
Okay, that's what I figured. In the corners, my frame rate is anywhere between 69 and like 78. So it goes up however I want to say it. It goes up noticeably on the straights or it drops noticeably on the corners. But it still ran smooth though. Let's we just got out of there. GT3 at Canadian Tire. Nah, I don't want to do that. Let's see what we got for ranked. Northampton. We just came off that track. So well, the fan's no longer screaming. The temperature dropped noticeably. So now the CPU's hovering around the 70 degree mark, 68.
Linda Lang. Thanks for following.
Linda Lang, thanks for the follow.
Ain't no stopping this train! Whoa!
Appreciate it. So, let me see here. Trying to debate. I could do this 992 Sprint Series, or even the Pro Cup at San Marino, which is actually Imola. I want to do one of these races. Oh shit, he's at Daytona. I got to jump back in. Even if this is multi-class, I got to jump back in. I'm keeping with the Porsche. Oh, I got here just in time. We got 6 seconds. So this is going to be, looks like it's, so this race is by time. Looks like he's got this race set for 15 minutes rather than by laps. Also noticed that at least on my other stream, at least on my other PC, oh shit, we're going straight into the race. Okay. Well, all things considered, I mean, it loaded up. It loaded up pretty fast. But with this random grid right here, it could be turn 1 chaos because of the hypercars.
At the Mr. Fly 85 said, your FPS will drop there.
Yeah, going around corners and all these cars here. Well, somebody already turned into a ghost.
Let's get a good launch.
Let's go.
Overtake some cars. You can do it.
Just let these idiots go. Yeah, I'm in the 60s now. But it's still running smooth though, no less. Now we're up to 90 frames. 92. 93. 93 frames, not bad. '97. Had the fastest first sector. Well, what do you know? Well, up to 96 frames. I had the fastest second sector. How about that? Get my mouse out the way.
Great stuff. That's the fastest lad in class.
At Rockawool said, very good driver.
Thank you. Got a car on my ass. With this slipstream, he's probably going to get past me. Ah, damn it, he got past me. And him too. Oh, that's a hypercar. He's supposed to get past me. Not with all that rubber banding though. $106 frames, all right.
At Rockawool said, you drive the car on limit. Nice to see.
Thank you.
Nice greetings from Germany.
Hey,
have
Germany in the
taken
house.
EVO.
My teammate lives in Germany. Ah, damn it!
The time back, mate. Crawl off the racing line and allow any cars to pass.
I don't want to give that time back. I don't want to lose these guys. They got penalties too. All right, there it is.
Mate, you can get back on it.
I cleared the penalty. Now I get back after these guys. Damn. Ah, shit. I was looking at that AMG behind me. He had damage. That had me a little bit nervous. Nah, damn it, again.
You've got to give the time back. Slow down and move off the racing line.
I don't want to give it back yet.
At the Mr. Fly 85 said, "Where this Mercedes come from, haha."
Yes, it was damaged.
You've been given a penalty for track limits.
Ah, shit. Hey, somehow those penalties catapulted me up to third. I'll take it. I'm gonna save that replay too. I don't normally save community races, but that was a good race.
That's P3, mate. Nice work. Good result for the team.
At no, this is Jester said, Have a good day, racing legends. I can't make it until tomorrow. At Rockawool said, very good, we see us. Good channel. Bye, I go to game 2.
Hey, thanks for dropping in, Rockwolf. Appreciate it. And there you go.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
And Jester, I will make sure I drop in on your next stream. I don't think I have to work this weekend. Let's see what let's head on back to the rank races and see what they got over there. Although that Sao Paulo looks, that looks fun. 5 laps. I'll come back in a second. Let me see what the rank look like. All right, 5 people. So, yeah, they're already starting to line up. So we already got 1 person registered for the GT3 race, even though it's a whole 25 minutes away.
At Rockawolf said, I come back, thanks.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I don't know how much longer I'll be on because how long ago did I start streaming? I don't know. I think it's definitely been a couple hours though. So let's head it back to the custom lobbies. I think we're probably gonna dive into that Sao Paulo. Yep, he's got 4 people in there. Let's do it. Damn. Oh, that's hypercar and GT3s. I like both those tracks though. I like both those tracks. Ay, 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 ay. Here, let me refresh. Oops. Think I lost them. I think they got away. Oh, no. Okay. Let me see. Daytona's Nürburgring. All right. We got to dive into this Nürburgring. Because the guy that was at Sao Paulo already left. Oh, that just in time. I'll stick with my trusty Porsche. Now, I mean, when shit get real, I might decide to pull out the Corvette. But right now, the Porsche is my handgun. If I need to pull out the rifle, I'll get the Corvette. Oh, shit. Let's see here. Race 10 minutes. Damn, this is going to be a quick race. No quali either. We go straight into the race. There's 12 of us in here, though. Another reason why I've got to acknowledge my friends, Jester, Boris, Xbox One Kenobi, EJ, who else we got? Jack Speed. I have to acknowledge those guys because I think Project Motor Racing is going to continue to grow. It's going to find its place. And it's going to have its dedicated user base. If that happens, I want to make sure those guys that I mentioned are not forgotten, because I felt like it happened with Le Mans Ultimate. In my opinion, I was one of the guys that kept Le Mans Ultimate alive, especially with the VR. When Le Mans Ultimate first came out, they faced criticism for bugs and, subscriptions, even though they were in early access. Like, even the super big YouTubers right now that are on Le Mans Ultimate were the same big YouTubers that complained about the bugs, that complained about the subscriptions and every other thing you could think of. Now they can't get enough of Le Mans Ultimate. They eat, sleep, breathe, and shit Le Mans Ultimate. And now that the big YouTubers have invaded Le Mans Ultimate, us smaller YouTubers that kept it alive have been forgotten about. Like, I feel like when Le Mans Ultimate first took off, the guys that I knew that were going to be the face of Le Mans Ultimate was Michi Hoyer, Yernik Simichik, and Alex K. And their names are still there with Le Mans Ultimate, but because the Jardiers, UCOGs, and shit like that are on Le Mans Ultimate now, the smaller channels have been forgotten, and we were the ones that kept that game alive.
Nail this stop.
Oh my God! Right there, it's heavy. Oh my God! Oh damn! Now we have some rubber banding. Oh my God! This ain't gonna end well. Come on, dude, go faster. Oh my Christ. I tried to flash him to get out the way since he's too slow. Damn, I had the fastest first sector. God. Dude lunged at me like he was trying to take me out. couple of more laps and I would have caught that Porsche in front of us. Ah!
That's P3. P3.
Let's save that replay. Wait a minute, I got second? All right. All right. Let's back out, see what's there for one more. GTE at Norwich Life. Nah, can't
At
do
the
that.
Mr. Fly 85 said, "That's another podium, mate. Congrats."
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. You know, I'm doing this on a Logitech wheelbase. Oh my goodness. See what we got for GT3 Pro Cup. We got 7 minutes. The way things have been going for the last couple of days, I'd like to think that by the time this race starts, we'll have anywhere between 10 and 15 people. So I think I'm going to register for this race again, and then I think that'll wrap it up for me. Registration 7. All right, folks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a quick drink. And I will be right back. we are back. Hey, we're up to 14. I knew it. And we still got 3 minutes to go, so maybe we can crack 20. 15. And what I'm starting to see with this game is similar to what you see on other racing games that have ranked races. People seem to want to wait until the last minute before they pour in with the registrations. On Le Mans Ultimate, you could easily have 50 people registered for the race. Once it gets down inside of like 1 minute, next thing you know, it's 150. So we're up to 16, 17. This is the proof right here, in my opinion, again, that they made the right move adding the GT3s to this game. You got to have the GT3s. That's all to it. To me, this racing game, if they would have launched this racing game without the GT3s, it would have been the equivalent of you planning to open a McDonald's without serving any burgers. You got to have it. That's all to it. So plans for this weekend. Jester, he's going to stream tomorrow. So depending on what time he goes live, I'll jump in like his community race and just sit back, and I won't stream. But Saturday, I may possibly do a weekly race on Race Room. It is a 60-minute race on the new Spa track that they just got. Because they just got the license, renewed the license for Spa, and they have the new iteration of Spa there that has a tower that's under construction in real life. So it'll be either that or some more Project Motor Racing. Also, next month when we get the Rensport Le Mans DLC, I've only streamed Rensport maybe twice, and that was like a few years ago. But I will look into this because they are going to get the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar, a couple of like retro cars. I think there's even going to be a Group C car in there. Look at that, we're up to 26. And they're going to get Circuit de la Sarthe. So I want to see what their version of that track looks like. And so if they have a daily race on there, I'll definitely enter it, and I will more than likely use this same Porsche on Rensport. So I'll tell you, Le Mans Ultimate, Automobilista 2, and right here, Project Motor Racing. The Corvette is my preferred car, and then the Porsche is second. This particular Porsche right here, the 992, and this same livery right here, the black with the red trim. I use that across pretty much all sims. Even on GT7, I use this car. And the GT7 version of this Porsche, I'm not gonna lie, is fun to drive. I mean, so's this one, but I was surprised that the one on GT7 is really fun to drive. Even with hard tires, I still turn in good lap times with that car. All right, we're up to 29 people. That's pretty damn good. 29 people. So I would say that I said it yesterday and I'll say it again. Project Motor Racing is on its way. It's going to crawl out of this hole. Let's see here. Vehicle setup. Steering wheel 1.8. We'll leave it there. Turn the force feedback up a little bit. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
Let's get in here and burn these cockroaches.
At the Mr. Fly 85 said, 992 is great indeed. Have fun.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, that force feedback feels pretty good now that I turned the resistance up. Even on this 1.3, this 1.2 Newton meter wheelbase, force feedback feels pretty good. The resistance. What is he doing? What is he doing? So now he wants to brake check me. You know what? I'm gonna give him some space because all he's gonna do is slow me down. Let me through, dude.
You've got 5 minutes left.
Damn it! I was trying to avoid hitting that car. Went off the track. Shit! Damn it, another lap invalidated. That's probably gonna do it. I'm gonna be starting from the back.
Check and flag this lap. Session's over.
Standings. Let's show you guys something right here. Where is he? If he's still in here. Lamberto Sama. He is fast. You see right there, he did a 116.1. I've been on the track with him before. He is fast. So let me look at these lap times. So he's going to have his work cut out for him, though, because the pole sitter, his best lap was a 215.445, and his last lap was a 215.456. So he's consistent. But according to these lap times, Lamberto is fast enough
Ideal. No time was set.
that he should
Starting from the back of the grid, we're going to have to pass a lot of cars to get some points.
finish second, but he's fast enough that he can win it. All right, let's go. This will probably be the last one, so let's see if we can go out in the blaze of glory. Look at that, Lamberto. He didn't qualify, so he's right next to me. I don't know which car he's driving though. But if you happen to be watching this, Lamberto, good luck.
Keep focused. Let's get a good start. Take some of those cars off the line.
Here we go with the turn 1 massacre. Damn, these rubber banded.
At Kamikaze 8824 said, the GT3 cars finally feel alive in the 2.0 update.
Yes. Well, no, they felt alive before that, because they adjusted the GT3s a long time ago. But you're right, though. They do feel alive. I love them now.
At Sebastian Franz 1832 said, bro,
How's it going?
Ain't
There you
no
go.
stopping this train! Whoa!
What the hell is he doing? Don't try to take me out! What the f... What the hell is going on with this race? Yeah, I was like, ooh, that rubber banding don't look good.
At Sebastian Franz 1832 said,
Yeah, this mind made up. He was going in. So if I would have stayed where I was at, all he was going to do was end up pushing me off the track. I'll get him somewhere else, though. I believe I'm faster than him, so I'll walk him down and get him somewhere else. Or I'll stay on back of him and try to keep pressure on him, see if I can make him crack. Little rubber banding. Oh shit! I was too busy watching the Delta.
At Yenslek 547 said, GT classes are great.
Oh, I love
Smiley
them.
face.
Love them, love them, love them.
Ain't
And
no
there you go.
stopping this train. Whoa!
That rubber banding is scary.
At Jenslek 547 said, have fun, must sleep.
All
In
right.
Germany is 1 o'clock in the night sleeping.
Oh, damn. It's early, late. Have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. Or good morning. Have a good morning. Really? That was unnecessary trying to block me like that, especially at the bus stop. That's the worst place to try to block somebody. All they had to do was stay on the racing line and I wouldn't have been able to do anything, but he decided he wanted to try to block me. He ended up losing control of his car dead in front of me. That was all she wrote. But I did take 6th place. I will take that. You know what? I'll save the replay. So I have some good stuff to look at.
Patrick H8X said, good overtake.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it.
Ain't
There
no
you go.
stopping this train.
Let's save that replay.
Whoa!
All in all, it was a
At
good night.
Jenslek 547 said, now I must look Finnish, smiley face.
Thank you. You know, yeah, you're always gonna have your one idiot here or there, or your one person that don't know how to race wheel to wheel. But all in all, tonight was a good night of racing, except, you know, the only thing that I had an issue with tonight was there was a few instances where there was some rubber banding going on. But other than that, some good racing tonight, some really good racing. So that's 2 straight days. Well, at least with the rank races, that's 2 straight days that I've had a lot of fun with these rank races. I mean, I think a lot of these people on this game are inexperienced racing wheel to wheel, especially under like rank conditions when the pressure is on. I already see when some of these dudes are about to lose control, so I just let them go. Or, you know, I see when somebody's about to dive bomb, I'll let them shoot right through and then try to catch them on the switchback. So, yeah, damn, how long have I been streaming? For the most part, the temperature's been all right. Like, damn, 3 hours and 14 minutes. I think EJ said it best earlier today. When you having fun, he said that kills time, or I think what he meant to say was
At Jenslek 547 said, good happy end.
Yeah, it was. It was some really good racing tonight. Really good racing. I had a lot of fun. You know, today, for those of you that's new to the channel, I race in VR. Here, let me show you my headset right here. At least in here, I use a Quest 3. Out there on my other setup, I use a Quest Pro. And I've got a PlayStation VR sitting right over there out of camera view. Take me at my word that I got it. So I prefer to race in VR. Project Motor Racing is probably the only flat racing game this generation where I couldn't wait to get home from work to play it. So like today, I was like, I couldn't wait to get out of work today to come home and race. Um, I normally only feel that way when I'm racing in VR. And
At
this is
547 said, bye bye, see us on track,
all right.
smiley face.
We'll be looking for you. We'll be looking for you. Have a good one. And bury those cockroaches. But yeah, normally like if when it comes to racing games, it's normally when I'm racing in VR where I'm like excited to hurry up and get home. But this is because I prefer to race in VR. But this is the first racing game flat screen where I couldn't wait to get home and race. So throughout all the bugs and all the harsh criticism that this game, the heat that this game has taken, I've had a tremendous amount of fun with this game. I thoroughly been enjoying myself, and as
At the
people,
Mr. Fly 85 said, speaking of work, I do have to wake up early tomorrow. Good night.
hey, good night to you too. Thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate it. I'm getting ready to wrap it up here in a couple of minutes. I'm just giving my closing thoughts. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna race again tomorrow. I just don't know if I'm gonna stream or not. It all depends on Jester because um, I can come back and race on Saturday. So if he's gonna stream tomorrow, I don't want to overlap him. So if he streams tomorrow, then I'll stay out of the way. I'll join his races, but he'll be the one streaming. So I would say if any of you guys have been following Project Motor Racing, you guys know who the guys are that's been streaming this game, that's been keeping keeping this game alive, and I have to keep shouting them out. Chester, Boris, EJ, Xbox One Kenobi, Jack Speed, and others that I didn't mention. Those guys kept this game alive. Those, like I said, those guys are the paramedics that gave this game mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and kept it going. And Project 2.0, I think it's off to a good start, and I believe this game is just going to continue to grow. And those guys are the pioneers. I mean, I was here from the start also, but not like those guys. Those guys streamed damn near every day without fail. Where I had some stretches where, like the first time when I had like been off for a couple of weeks, it was due to health issues. I had went to the hospital once or twice, and then the most recent stretch, it was like every time I tried to go live, there was nobody on. There was nobody in the lobbies. There was nobody in the rank races. But 2.0 has the first sign of life for this game. So yeah, I mean it's definitely it's my go-to sim when I want to have fun. And once it gets VR support, it's more than likely going to be my number one sim across the board. I do Le Mans Ultimate when I want to get serious, but I mean, the more I play this game, the more I love it. So I'm babbling, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. So whether you guys see me tomorrow or Saturday, all depends on when Jester goes live, but you will see me sometime this weekend. So thanks for watching, folks. Really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good one, everybody. See you soon.